Blood Myth, a historical account of the 1967 Daoxian Cultural Revolution Massacre by Tan He Cheng. Chapter 4, The 10 Methods of Killing. Let's take a closer look at one of the most chilling aspects of the Daoxian Massacre, the methods used carried out mass executions. Over the course of 66 days, an unprecedented wave of killings swept across the county, affecting thousands of families. The brutality of these acts was beyond comprehension, and through meticulous investigation, 10 primary methods of killing were identified. First, there were shootings carried out with rifles, shotguns, and makeshift firearms. Stabbing followed, using weapons like machete and bayonets. Drowning, often referred to as floating the bodies, saw victims tied and thrown into rivers. Explosives were also used in gruesome executions, a method darkly nicknamed heavily mating scattering flowers, where victims were blown apart. In some cases, victims were thrown into deep caves or abandoned wells, never to be seen again. Live burial was another horrifying technique, where people were buried alive in disguised cellars or pits. Beating with sticks, hoes, and other farming tools left many dead or dying in agony. Strangulation, either by rope or hanging, added to the tally of lives lost. Then there was burning, with victims either set ablaze or suffocated by smoke. And finally, a category labeled others, which covered unspeakable cruelties such as dismemberment and mutilation. Let me share some numbers to put this into perspective. 4,519 individuals were killed, 1.17% of the country's entire population. The vast majority were labeled as class enemies, and many entire families were wiped out. The killings weren't random acts of violence, but were often carried out systematically, with the active participation of local officials and militia forces. Even after the massacre ended, justice remained elusive. Survivors and their families faced decades of silence, stigma, and marginalization, with little hope for official recognition of the horrors they endured. The lessons from this dark chapter remind us of the dangers of ideological extremism and how, when left unchecked, it can lead to devastating consequences for entire communities.